What's going on, everyone? Scepts here, back again with the next episode of the Pokemon Emerald Let's Play. If you guys did miss the last episode, make sure to go check it out because it was crazy. At least I think it was. I don't remember. I joke, I kid. We got a new team member. A little bit of a spoiler if you guys saw in a little team recap. My bad, guys. But go ahead and go check it out if you guys did miss it. Highly recommend that. But let's go ahead and jump into the team recap before we get into this episode. So first up, we do have Flubber. Flubber is our Whalmer, the newest member on our team, caught in the last episode, as you guys saw. Level 30 with Water Veil ability, Naughty Nature, Water Pulse, Surf, Splash, and Rollout as his moveset. Next up, we got Shelby, the Goat. She is level 32. The Swalot, Sticky Hold ability, Adamant Nature. We have Sludge, Toxic, Rock Smash, and Body Slam on her. Next up, we got Aeron, or Stonewall. He is level 30. Rockhead ability, Quiet Nature, with Strength, Iron Tail, Mud Slap, and Headbutt. Next up, we have our starter. Unfortunately, he is the weakest member of the team, sitting at level 29. Grovyle, Konohamaru, who is a Jolly Nature, the Overgrow ability, with Quick Attack, Pursuit, Absorb, and Leaf Blade. Next up, we do have Sahara. Sahara is our Numel, level 32. He is a Naive Nature with the Oblivious ability. Ember, Tackle, Corral, and Magnitude is going to be his moveset. Last but not least, we do have Soar, who is our Swellow. She is level 30. Guts ability, Docile Nature, with Wing Attack, Peck, Focus Energy, and Quick Attack. That's going to go ahead and round out the team recap. And today, we're going to be continuing on our journey here after we got Surf and we beat our father. We're not going to take another detour. I know last episode was a detour. I kind of don't want to do detours every single episode or do them back to back, do a little bit fillers. So we're going to continue on with our story here. And as you guys saw, we were in Mauville City. If you come over to the right here, this is the way we need to go, as I can show you guys with the Pokénav. We haven't even really looked at this. It's literally the only way to get over here. Otherwise, we have to surf down here. But if you guys come down here, you guys will find quickly there are like these tiles that push you back, or like strong currents that'll push you back towards Slateport. So you can't really get through 134 to this way. So story does take place up on this way too. We will go ahead and continue on this way, but look at this. We've already explored these entire well, not entire. We do have this route to explore now that we have Surf, and we have these routes that we can explore now that we have Surf. And the abandoned ship, which we do need to go back to at some point, but we should go back and do that once we have all the equipment to, explore that, fully explore that. We're going to continue on here, though. Face off against this fisherman. That's what it seems like. Alright, Barney, let's see what Pokemon you got. You got a Tentacle coming out against our Flubber. I think we should be good to stay in here, I think. I do think so. Going to go hit Rollouts, because Rollout gets stronger every single time. And I doubt this Tentacle really has anything to hit us with. I just hope we don't get poisoned by a Poison Sting or something. Speed gets dropped, but I don't think that's really going to matter too much. Bubble Beam doesn't really do anything to us anyway, because we are a Water type. And I'm kind of noticing a pattern that we're having with the team. We're kind of having like tanks. They're kind of like tanky Pokemon, They're not like weak Pokemon. I mean, Grovyle is kind of frail. Swellow's kind of frail. But like we got Camerupt. Numella's gonna evolve into a Camerupt. We're gonna get an Aggron. We're gonna get a Wailord. Swalot. Like those four are tanky. So our team is just really gonna be hard to kill, and I guess that's gonna be good for us going into the Hoenn region and taking on these later gyms. Fisherman Barney is going to go ahead and go down here. I didn't have any doubt that we were going to win. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on here. Oh! Hi, Scepts. It's me, Steven. We met in the cave near Dewford. Have you met many kinds of Pokemon since I last saw you? There are many, many kinds of Pokemon in this wide world of ours. If you wanted to raise only your favorites, that's fine. Perhaps you find it more fun to raise all sorts of Pokemon. As a trainer of Pokemon, what do you think? Of course, it's not any of my business. It would be nice if we were to meet again somewhere. Foreshadowing that we're probably going to meet him sometime later, guys. I don't know how soon it's going to be or whatever, but, Are we on a new route? I think we're on a new route, guys. Hold on. I need to get my notebook. I don't think I'm prepared at all for this. Where are we right now? Where are we? We are on Route 118. Alright, I'm going back to my notebook. I'm going to go switch or find 118 in my notes because I know for a fact I've wrote every single road down. So I can give you guys a little bit of a rundown of them. They got 119 here. Ah, here we go. Alright guys, on Route 118, there's going to be quite a handful of Pokemon that you can find here, it seems. I want to go ahead and take on this trainer while I run down you guys all of the Pokemon that you can find. There's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Pokemon that we have already seen, however, and that you can get on previous routes, or at least they're pre-evolutions on previous routes as well. First one's going to be Zigzagoon. It's going to be a level 30% chance of finding the Zigzagoon. Electrike is going to be next. We already saw that one. That's going to be sitting at 30% as well. Wingull. Obviously, we're facing off against a Wingull here, but you can find them here as well. Sitting at 19%. Linoon you can find here. If you guys don't want to, take the time and evolve your Zigzagoon, go ahead and catch yourselves a Linoon here. That's going to be 10% on this route. And then, as well, if you don't want to take the time and evolve an Electrike, you can go ahead and catch a Magnetric. It's evolved form here as well that we saw in Watson's gym, his ace. You can find that at 10% as well. And it's going to be one Pokemon that we have never seen before. It's going to be Kecleon, which is a pretty interesting and unique Pokemon. But he is it's a pure normal type, and you can find that at 1% of the time as well. Or, yeah, not as well, but you know. We're going to go over here to Route 123 anyways, because there's a whole bunch of trainers I want to fight over here. And we don't want these trainers to go to waste at all. And there's nothing really here. That's strange. Why is this open if there's nothing here? Like, there's no item or anything. Okay, well, we're going to continue on here. We're going to try to take this on as a double battle. And, yeah. Anyways, Kecleon is a pretty unique Pokemon because it has a cool ability called Color Change. And if you hit it with a Pokemon move that is a different type than it is currently, then it'll change to that type. And that's why I worded it like that. Because if you hit it, let's say it's a normal type right now, you hit it with like Brick Break, which is a fighting type move, it'll turn into a fighting type and not a normal type anymore, which is actually kind of cool. However, the Pokemon is not too good, unfortunately. So that's the only thing that's pretty bad about Kecleon. But we'll have a definite chance of catching a Kecleon later in the story, so I'm not going to be too worried about catching it here. We can go ahead and skip over him and worry about that later. And you guys can too, because there's no point in wasting your time in finding a 1% Pokemon when you can get a guaranteed one later. I think that's a pretty good trade-off, you know? Alright, this Pinsir is going to go ahead and go down here because he cannot take on Flubber and Shelby. I really don't know when Flubber evolves. And I know the next gym isn't that... We're not far off from the next gym's level cap. Or the highest level on its team. So we're not doing a Nuzlocke, so there's no level cap. I'm going to find an Ultra Ball here. I wonder if there is an item here. Nope. Just the Ultra Ball. I'm going to fight these twins here. Miyu? Her name is like M-I-U? How would you pronounce that? Miyu? Miyu and Yuki. Okay. Interesting. We're going to go ahead and continue on here, though. Going to set a Butterfly and a Dustox against us. I don't think that's going to be a problem. Oh, that's okay. Dustox use Protect. That's fine. That's completely fine. Because I misclicked anyway. Beautifly is not going to go down, and you're going to Mega Drain Shelby? Not Flubber? Okay. That's a little strange, but that's okay, because we're going to go ahead and hit the Sludge on a Beautifly, and since the Dustox cannot use Protect anymore, Flubber is going to go ahead and hit it with a double-powered Rollout. There's no way the Dustox is going to live. There's just no way. There's absolutely no way. Alright guys, I might have been mistaken. Dustox is tanky? Is bulky like that? I had no idea. Or is Flubber just that weak? That's a real question. I don't know, but we're going to go ahead and gain 2 levels here, or 1 level on each of our mons out, which is pretty cool. It's pretty good. Shelby's getting really close to the level that the highest gym is, and I don't really want to go over it, so once that happens, Shelby's going to get put to the back of the party so it gets no experience and has no chance to shine in anything, no double battles or anything at all, unfortunately. What's up, Aroma Lady Violet? I'm going to go ahead and send out a Roselia. We're going to be fine. Actually, we have Flubber out, so I'm probably going to go switch. We're going to switch out to Soar. I think it's going to be the best move here. Get Soar some experience. I don't know how many of you guys are like into Dragon Ball. I know I've probably said this before or talked about Dragon Ball before in this series, but I love it. There's a new game coming out. I don't know soon, but it got announced recently called Age 1000. And that I was pretty hyped about that when we saw the trailer and everything. It looked pretty cool. I'm a little bit optimistic about that because I love MMOs. I liked Xenoverse too when I played that. However, you know, I wouldn't say I was like an OG fan of Dragon Ball. I was never a fan of it as a kid. I actually actively despised it or hated it as a kid, I guess was one to say. Not like hated it, I just never really gave it a try. I found love for it though towards the end of high school. Towards the end, I think it was towards the end of high school, or I was in college. I binged it all, OG Dragon Ball all the way through, Super. Every movie, I've seen every movie. I've seen most of the specials, most of all the promotional art and all that. Played most of the games. Played Sparking Zero. I pre-ordered Sparking Zero and played all that. And the $120 version. Was it worth it? Not really, because I don't play it anymore. But you know, you live and you learn. It was fun when I played it. However, there is the new news that apparently Bandai like South Asia YouTube channel posted the trailer to Age 1000 in a playlist titled Xenoverse 3. Guys, I'm just excited for that. That's just going to be an insane game. Because I never played Xenoverse when it came out because obviously I wasn't a fan back then. So I played it in college with some of my friends and I loved it. I think I got to about level 40. Played through the whole story on a Saiyan character and everything. Made characters in all the different races. Just, you know, playing with the custom character customization and everything. And I know we tried to play it again recently and try to introduce another of our friends into it. However, some reason Xenoverse wasn't like working really well, or it wasn't really working well with multiplayer. And I don't know if you could ever play multiplayer through the story, but hopefully the new game you can do that, because that's just what I want. I just want a good Dragon Ball game, open world, where you can be anybody you want, get all of the transformations that you can get, but it has to make sense, right? You can't have like a Frieza race being Super Saiyan, or a Majin getting Super Saiyan, or Majin getting the Orange Piccolo form, or a Beast form. That would just be weird. That would just be weird. However, I think like the Angel forms or the Ultra Instinct and Ultra Ego forms definitely should not be limited and should be like a cool thing you can get. I don't know, that would be cool. I think that would be really cool, and I'm excited for the next Dragon Ball game to come out. Here is the Berry Master house, and this is the Berry Master. We already raided his little berry farm outside while I was yapping along, as you guys saw. He's going to give us a whole bunch of berries as well on top of that. So we're going to go ahead and just sit here and talk to this guy. He's going to give us some berries. What does your wife do? The way my husband goes on about berries, he makes me proud that he does. Oh, wow. Oh, we don't have a saying. We don't have a saying. Sorry. Oh, wow. Okay. Anyways, we're going to leave the Berry Master house. And yeah, Route 123. That's everything that she wrote for it, it looks like, guys. So that's cool. We're going to go ahead and come on back to Route 118. And continue on our adventure and see what shenanigans we can get ourselves caught up into. Once we get away from this Wingull, though, Wingull definitely wanted to have a little moment in the spotlight, obviously. Okay, so we get this trainer to fight here real quick. He is going to be a flying type specialist, so Flubber, he has rollout, so we should be fine. Unless he throws out like a Tropius. Tropius would be like his biggest nightmare right now. However, let's see how much this... Yeah, this quick attack does nothing to us. We're 6 levels above it. So that's definitely going to play a part in it. 2 rollouts kills this Talo, or it knocks it out. Alright, sorry, I had to step away for a second. Let's go ahead and continue on here. I'm going to go ahead and move past this Talo, this bird keeper. He's going to send out a Swellow here. We're going to stay in with Flubber. Go ahead and hit another rollout. We're definitely going to live this, I think. Firing back with the rollout. One-shotting this Rattle with the critical hit. That's awesome! Alright, let's go ahead and continue on because we defeated a bird catcher. Chester? What's his name? Chester? I think it was Chester. Okay, so there's a secret base right here. I don't really feel the need to grab any secret bases because I don't think it's a thing that we should look at, you know? You know. Let's go ahead and continue on our route here. Okay, this is tempting to add because we don't have a Linoon, and it would be helpful to catch a Linoon, actually. Yeah, let's go ahead and catch this Linoon because we do need it for the Pokedex. So I'm going to go ahead and catch this Linoon, guys. It shouldn't take too much time out of the episode. We do have a Zigzagoon, I know, but I do want to catch a Linoon just so we have just one less Pokemon that we need to train up later. Never mind. Flubber's going to get a critical hit and knock out the Linoon, I guess. That's completely fine. Oh boy, I need to go grab some repels. Let's see if it'll live a Surf. If it lives a Surf, then we will catch it. How about that? Want to get a Sand attack? Before we miss, I'm just going to try to run. Don't feel like fighting this thing. Okay, that's not bad. We can definitely catch it from this range. With a Great Ball, definitely. So it's going to shake once, twice, 3 times. Are you serious right now? Oh, are you serious? It like kind of just like teased us a little bit. Almost catching the Linoon. Alright, let's go ahead and throw it again. One more time. 1, 2, 3. Okay, it's doing it again. That's not fair. Alright, 3rd time's the charm. I'm going to go ahead and throw another Pokeball. Hopefully, we will catch on the 3rd time. I mean, they shake both times, 3 times in a row. So, oh, wow. Okay. Okay, I really did not want to spend this much time on a Linoon. On catching a Linoon. Should be really easy to catch. Like, you're just evolved form of Zigzagoon, you know? That's... There we go. I only saw 2 shakes, but there we go. We got the Linoon. Pretty easy. Linoon's data has been added to the Pokedex. It is the rushing Pokemon. It is exceedingly fast. If it only has to run in a straight line, when it spots pond-dwelling prey underwater, it quickly leaps in and catches it with its sharp claws. I never knew that. Alright, that's... Okay, I'm kind of just shocked by how, like... gruesome that was. Okay, we're gonna name you Cooper. Okay, I'm just a little bit just thrown off by how gruesome the Linoon entry was. I didn't know this thing evolves into something like that. Okay. There might be an item over here. We're gonna go check out above this. At least I think. Yeah. Yeah, we got some items here. We got some berries here. We got some citrus berries. Alright, grab these, and then we can continue on the route up above. No item there, so we can continue back. And here we go, guys. This is going to be Route 119. It's going to be a brand new route for us to traverse. And you guys heard earlier, I do have Route 119 written down. So while I go over this, I'm going to go ahead and switch out my Pokemon. There are going to be a whole bunch of Pokemon you can find on this route as well. Which, first Pokemon you can find here is one that we have already seen before. That's going to be an Oddish. Oddish you can find at 30% of the time in the tall grass. Zigzagoon you can find 30% of the time as well. And you can find Linoon 30% of the time as well. The two Pokemon that you can find here, the last two Pokemon you can find here, one is Tropius. Tropius we have not seen before. That is going to be a grass flying type Pokemon. You can find that 9% of the times, while you can find Kecleon again on this route like the route before. And like the route before too, it is still 1%. It's a little bit of a breakdown for you guys for that route. We're going to go ahead and knock out that Ninjask and kill this bug catcher. Or defeat him. Not really kill him. There's no killing in this game. I do want to try to fight all the trainers in this route, in this grass. Try just to get our Sora a few levels, you know? Because we actually might use Sora against the next gym. It'll be a flying versus flying, potentially. However, I do think it would probably be a better matchup if we use Aeron or Stonewall, but it's still an Aeron. It's still the first evolution, so I'm a little bit worried about that, and I'm a little bit hesitant to even use Aeron since it's still its first form. Let's go ahead and fight this guy, this Bug Maniac. I'm gonna throw out a wing attack here. Should definitely one shot. It's a Wurmple. Oh, another thing. I totally forgot to mention this, but if you guys do fish on this route, you can find some Pokemon with the Good Rod or an Old Rod as well, some new Pokemon. So I only really have the Good Rod statistics, and I have like a little bit of a statistic for you guys if you guys use the Old Rod, because there's really nothing to find new on the Old Rod. However, like on the previous route, you can find Corvana on the previous route with the Good Rod, and on this route you can find it at the same percentages with the Good Rod, except for one Pokemon, which we'll get into. You can find Magikarp at 60% of the time, Tentacle at 20% of the time, and Corvana. Corvana is a Water Dark type, which evolves into Sharpedo, which I think we saw one of the Team Aqua Grunts use it against us before. However, that is going to be 20% of the time on this route, and certain tiles, I don't remember exactly how many tiles there are, but each tile is randomized on this route when you boot up the game, and on some of those tiles, you can find 50% of the time Feebas, which will evolve into my Lotic. So that's going to be a huge pain for us to grab. It's going to be a Feebas. That's going to be huge. That's going to be a long time for us to find and do that, because we got to find the exact tile and fish it up. And it's only 50% of the time, which, I mean, 50% is not a bad ratio, but it's still don't want to do it. Still don't want to do it, but I'll do it for you guys because we got to 100% of this Pokédex. Of course, we have to, you know. All right, Greg, let's see what you got here. You're going to start out a Volbeat against our Soar. This Volbeat's not going to do anything to us, so we're going to go ahead and hit a Wing Attack and knock it out. Volbeat goes down here. It's perfect for us. Let's see what is the next Pokemon it is going to play or send out. It's going to send out Illumise. Who would have thought? Who would have thought? Who would have thought? Let's go ahead and hit a Wing Attack on this Illumise as well. And call it a day with this Bug Catcher. Pretty easy if I do say so myself. 781 experience points, which is actually pretty good. I will take that. Okay, let's go ahead and make our way to the right-hand side of this route. We fought that trainer down there. We'll fight this Bug Maniac and see if we can find anybody else up above. But after that, we'll just continue on the route and make our way to the next city. Bug Maniac Taylor is going to start a Wurmple. You're a Bug Maniac, but you're going to use a Wurmple. I don't know the thought process behind that, but you know, we're going to go ahead and knock it out with a sword. Level 32, we'll be getting a little bit of experience, not too much because it's a Wurmple again. Cascoon, you're going to have a Beautifly as well. Oh, no, Dustox. My bad, guys. Silcoon evolves into Beautifly. So it's going to have a Wurmple, Cascoon, and then a Dustox. That's my prediction. Let's see if I'm right. Let's see if I'm right. Either way, it's going to be an easy KO for us. So I'm not too worried about that. Yep, it's going to be a Dustox. This is going to give us a bit more experience points. A little bit better. something that I appreciate because it's gonna save me some time later on when I need to go grind and stuff. Alright, it's gonna be annoying and hit us with a protect and let us waste some time, I guess. I think it's really the only purpose of this Dustox right now. Because we just one-shot it with this wing attack. Because there's no way it's gonna live. Like I said. Case in point. 925 experience. Almost level 33. We're getting there, guys. We are getting there. Should be the last trainer right here, at least. I think. I never missed any. Oh well. We're gonna continue on. We're gonna continue on anyway if I missed any. Alright, Doug. Let's see what you got. You're gonna send out Ninkata. Nikata's gonna be easy. You wanna take it out with a wing attack as well. All these bugs are pretty easy, pretty frail. There's really no good bug Pokemon off the top of my head, except for like the Ultra Beast, Heracross, you know. There's a few outlier bug Pokemon, but most of them are just really weak, unfortunately. Really should get some better, like, stats for some Pokemon, for bug Pokemon, but we'll see. Maybe in Generation 10. Maybe in Generation 10. Alright, let's go ahead and take out this Ninjask here. Finish up this bug catcher and move on onto the city or the route above. Keep making our way up on this route. Oh wait, there's one more trainer. Alright, Lydia, we don't really want to talk right now. Go ahead and hang up the line. Never speak to me again. We do have a full item bag, so we can't pick up any more items, unfortunately. So that's why I'm skipping over that item. Sorry to say. I might look at my items to see if we can use any. Maybe we can free up some space to grab some stuff. But I'm not too worried about the Super Propel that we saw earlier, and I doubt this is a really good item that we need, so we're going to keep moving on. We're going to keep moving on. Knocking out the Surskit, that is one Pokemon that we will never see in Pokemon Emerald in the wild, because it's exclusive to Ruby and Sapphire, which is very unfortunate, in my opinion. Okay. Going to continue on this route here. We're making our way up this way. You guys see that white little railing there? That's going to be for the Acro Bike. We don't have the Acro Bike, so we're going to have to come back to this route and check it out. Once we do have the Acro Bike, we can explore everything. So we're definitely going to have an episode, you know, down the line that's going to be exploring all of the past routes. Maybe a few episodes exploring these routes. But right now I'm probably going to make a little bit of a mental note because we do have a waterfall route, it looks like, to follow as well up on this route. Let's go ahead and fight this picnicker. I think she's going to be a picnicker. I think that's the class description of this character. She's going to be sending out a Gloom. That's okay. Be pretty easy for us to take on. Go ahead and hit it with a wing attack. And hopefully, I think we should knock it out. Gloom should not live this. Like I said, guys. Roselia is going to be coming out here. Sora's going to be almost level 34. And unfortunately, once she hits level 34, we're going to be putting her into the back of the party. Because we won't... I don't want her to level up past level 34 because that's the highest level of the next gym. So, yeah. 846 experience points. Gonna actually do bring us up to level 34, which is unfortunate. Sora's gonna be put in the back of the party, but, you know, it's unfortunate but also fortunate at the same time since we have a really strong Pokemon now that's sitting at level 34. I do really want to train up Grovyle. However, it's just not a good place to train him up. It's really just not. And it's raining, so it's really hard to train up Numel as well. So I'm going to switch out to Swalot, our Shelby, and continue on this route. Okay, let's go ahead and fight against this guy. He said he's a Pokemon Ranger. Is this what this guy said? Yeah, he's a Pokemon Ranger Jackson. He's going to send out a Breloom. Good thing we have Poison type still up front, because it looks like we're going to be facing off against a lot of grass types on this route. Let's go ahead and hit the Sludge on this Breloom so we can KO this Pokemon. Oh, we do one-shot. I didn't even really expect us to one-shot, but we do. Shelby's actually one level off of the highest level, so she's going to be put into the back of the party soon as well. Okay, everybody wants our number. Case in point, Jackson. Going to be added to the Pokénav. Let's see what we find in this tall grass, however. And it's going to be another Linoon. We already have one. So we're going to continue on. Run away from this girl. Get you another day, Linoon. Hopefully somebody out there will get you and want you on their team. Just not going to be me, unfortunately. I don't think I'll ever use a Linoon on the team. I've used a Mighty Yenner in a Oras playthrough once. I've also used an Obstagoon in Sword and Shield. So, more inclined to use that line over a Linoon. Zigzagoon, but you know, we'll see how I feel when I start doing my Let's Plays of Ruby and Sapphire. Whenever we get down to that. I'm going to be sending out a Goldian and a Swellow. We're going to be accidentally sending out our Swellow as well. Oh, I did not account for double battles, it looked like. And that's okay. That's completely a-okay. We're going to stay in here and show this Swellow who is boss. Because our Swellow obviously is knocking the other one out in one hit. I'm going to gain 450 experience, not 55. I don't know what I'm thinking. One attack is going to be coming out from the Goldeen. I don't think this Sludge is going to kill. It almost kills though. It does almost kill. So we can go ahead and wing attack and pick up the kill with Soar. Which is fine with me. It's completely fine with me. Okay, let's continue on this route. Okay, go to Hyper Potion. This is a little bit of an extra area. I don't think we need to go up that way. So we're going to continue on to the right here. But we can go up there with the Mach Bike. I just kind of want to get through a little bit more of this route. See what's up ahead, you know. Take a time to run away from this Oddish because it jumped out on us. Unfortunately. Let's go ahead and take this on as a double battle. I don't think I switched out Soar yet, so we're going to keep rocking it with Soar up front. But that's okay, guys. That's okay. Slugma and Ninjask are going to be out here. Okay, we're going to go ahead and fire out a Sludge on the Slugma. We're going to hit a Wing Attack on the Ninjask because that should be the easiest way or the fastest way to take out these Pokemon. Which, yeah, Ninjask gets out. And then we're going to go ahead and... Oh, yeah. Okay, so they have 2 Pokemon each. Which, that's okay. If you guys hear some water in the background, me shaking up a water bottle, I'm trying to put some a water packet into my water because I like water packets. I think I've talked about this before. I've had so much water in the past, you know, few months, just plain water. I kind of just need a flavor packet for me to feel happy, you know. I gotta have that little flavor. Okay, let's go ahead and Wing Attack and Body Slam. Hopefully we can knock him out. Coffin does not go down, unfortunately, for us. So, I don't know what we can do. But Mel goes down. So that's good. That is really good for us. Alright. He's going to Smoke Screen, which... whatever. We got 2 Pokemon for a reason. Body Slam, Wing Attack going out. Soar's going to miss, actually, which I'm not too happy about. I am way not too happy about. Okay. Let's go ahead and wrap up this fight against Dayton and Takashi. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. We should be close to being done with this route, though. Or at least for now. Which we are. So, looks like we're going to be going against the Weather Institute in the next episode, guys. Yeah, and we'll be facing off against Team Aqua. So, hope you guys did enjoy this episode. Make sure to stay tuned for the next one. We will be taking on the Weather Institute and making our way to the next gym. Probably going to be exploring this route a little bit more. And seeing what secrets lies ahead for us. But thank you guys for checking out this episode. And I'll see you guys all next time. Peace out.